Hello and welcome to the Cobalt Cafe. We're playing more GURPS. This is the Frozen Gods. I am Luke the GM, and we've got Colin, CD, Tara, Kyle, and Emily. Hey up. Everyone say hello.
Hello.
No.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, that was a failure all around, wasn't it?
A little disappointing, yeah. It's Friday, come on!
It is Friday.
Got to get down.
God bless Rebecca Black. All hail our Queen, Saviour, the new Messiah. Well, you're on your way east. Uh, you've stopped at an island in Arabic. It's called in in Kimtani. It's called Kazira. The Etendun call it Midway. The Ye to the south call it something else entirely.
Right. The island is called Kazira.
Kazira. Qazira. That probably is something.
Well, island is Jazira.
Oh yeah, it is. That's true. So it's pretty on the nose, really. But on the way here, there was an attempt on the life of Archie. You can only assume, seen as they confessed. It's a pair of church guys, Tim and Chad, who were sent along on the expedition by the envoy of a Crusader queen, Queen Julia, who holds lands in Keem. Presumably got a throne there. She kills a lot of people, leads an army that kills a lot of people. She's been to this island killing people, or at least maybe a dad has. Probably a dad has at St. Fabian. Um, but that's not where you are. You're at Shekabek. I forgot his name. Aaron, is it? The captain of your boat? Well, the owner
Yeah.
of your boat. Knows the area very well. It's a very busy trading port. We ended last session, we making dock and making a few plans. I think Katya, whose controller is not with us today, will be off doing a bit of sightseeing, a bit of shopping. Generally guided by Aaron or Nash. I can't remember what his servant were called.
That sounds right.
I believe it's Nash. But Aaron had also planned to visit a temple with Micah. I don't recall if there were any other visitors going along to that one though. Doesn't sound like it.
Possibly Samira.
Oh yeah, Samira would be going. Our more guide in it, the PCs. But it seems like not. Pian, if I recall, just kind of slunk off, right?
Yeah, he needed some alone time after being on the ship for a week.
Yeah. I imagine doing a little bit of
And
city hunting.
Yes.
I was going to say, it totally has nothing to do with being extra hungry.
It's the normal amount of hungry.
You've not got area knowledge for this city or island, have you? I'm guessing.
No, and I feel like we rolled it last time, but I don't remember.
You discussed Streetwise last time.
Yeah, I guess I don't see any
Streetwise,
rolls there, so
survival, urban.
also no. Although for the character that would make sense, so I will have to remember to add that.
Give me a straight IQ. You can assume plenty of bonuses from taking your time. I'm not sure. I am sure that you're not doing this all willy-nilly. Oh, that's a
No.
great roll as well. So, successful hunting. Doesn't take you too long. Won't take up all your time.
Yeah, I mean, it can even just be somebody passed out, drunk, or in an opium den. I don't need to slaughter them or anything.
Fair enough. You just have a nibble on a couple of folks as you pass by.
Yep, exactly.
Right, last time we discussed the
Papas.
Redwater Den.
Yeah, in fact. With that success on that intelligence roll, I would say you were doing just this when someone angrily rattles. So it's a a little nook in a underground, quite cool basement, very dimly lit with candles, and people are passed out from smoking very strong herbs that grow on this island up in the mountains. And you sneak into a cranny and start having a sup, and then someone angrily bangs the entrance to the cranny. And you speak Keem?
I don't believe I do now.
Shout something angry at you.
What is Keem? Let me bring up the languages.
Might have
'Cause
an
I do have-
accented.
Yeah, exactly. Somewhere on this page.
Defaults to any of the others, non-foreigners, broken. So roll
Keemtani is
Ye-
Keem.
Yeah, roll like you again. If you've got any of the others. I think you've got Zoanic, haven't you?
I've got Zoanic and Oprish.
Yeah. IQ
Oh,
again,
what am I doing?
please.
Rolling IQ again.
Success by 4. Yeah, he's saying he's asking you to pay. He says you've got to pay if you want to do that.
I'll offer him a couple of copper pieces.
He frowns at him. Looks at you. He goes on to this big long sentence. You definitely pick out foreign scum, and and then it seems like he's asking you where you're from, but he still takes the money from your hands.
I'll tell him where I'm from. I'll say Ettenreese and kind of gesture vaguely to the west.
Reaction roll. Why aren't I making a reaction roll? Okay. And have you got your reactions noted?
I don't know that I necessarily have. I didn't take appearance or anything, because I'm not that kind of vampire.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you've got negative
How well are you
ones.
dressed?
Default.
Default?
Status 1. Yeah.
Status 0.
Status 0.
Status 0. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, he says, silver.
Fucking highway robbery. Fine, I'll give him a silver.
And then he looks at that, squints at it in the candlelight, and then says, okay, take your fill. Don't kill anyone.
Nod and thank him. Thank you is one of those phrases that you can learn in a lot of different languages without speaking the language, so I'll say it in his language.
And
did he take the 2 copper as well?
He didn't take the 2 copper, he just eyed
Okay.
that. He was like, what the fuck is that shit?
Just keeping my inventory up to date.
Okay, and I'd say what strikes you most is how casual he were about it, because he clearly saw you drinking this guy's blood. Not just, doing something to his body, but, straight
That's
up.
definitely something to report back.
Vampire presence on this island so common that I just had to pay a silver to do vampiring.
Yeah.
If you not that you report back on anything vampire related.
No, of course not.
In relation to yourself, you were just there smoking drugs when you got vampired. Not that you're a vampire. Anyways, this place is a pretty solid walled city. I don't know if I've had you on this map yet. And it's not really right, it's just kind of representational. I've changed it slightly.
Oh, yeah.
So, the city walls are raised up, and in fact, it's like there's not really much of a beach into the bay. But the shanty towns and dwellings that extend out of the city are a good like 20 to 50 meters lower than the city walls pretty immediately, because the whole thing is built up from the port. It steps up out to the edge where the star-shaped walls are.
Luke, have you played Dragon Age 2?
I have not.
Okay, never mind. It would have been a good thing to ask if you a comparison worked, but and
I looked at a medieval map of a city in Malta, and then used my imagination after that.
Well, the star-shaped walls are good because all of those towers can attack whoever's attacking other towers.
Uh-huh. This place has existed for a long time as well. Aaron would have explained the history to you as far as he remembers it. Some of you might know a fair bit of it. But it's belonged to Keem. It's belonged to other people before that. It belonged to the Tove at one point. There are some Tove ruins on the islands up in the mountains. Mostly stripped clean by Crusaders now, but they've not really got that deep into it.
Might actually be worth going and taking a look at. You know, if we didn't have to leave soon, so that way those guys couldn't report that Archie is on this island.
Anyone got out to say about that?
Apparently not.
Doesn't sound like it.
No, not really. I'm just wondering what kind of scenes we want. Adalga, you'll be did you have plans to visit some smiths, maybe? CD? You were knocking about?
Hey, sorry, my headset was slightly unplugged. Yeah, so I had some plans to visit the markets in order to buy some small amount of supplies in case we ever get a chance to stop somewhere for an extended period of time.
Rightio. So you could easily go out, we catch you in the morning to collect those sort of things. Were you gonna take the disc with you, or were you gonna leave it behind?
You know what? Actually, yeah, I'll deal with the disc thing. Try to convince the smith to let me borrow his forge for a little bit to play around with it.
Okay, so yeah, let's say while you were out, we catch you. You saw a place with a pretty fine-looking forge, and you thought maybe I can convince this dickhead. And he would for a little bit of money, and he'll take your weird foreign coppers. There's people come through that take that as change plenty often enough.
How much copper?
Let's say equivalent to like 50 GURPS books, and he'll let you use it for the whole day.
Okay. Is there anything you want me to roll to play around with this piece of metal?
Let me double check your skills. Give me metallurgy, please. success by 5. You managed to identify that it is of a metal that you've never worked before. You do not manage to get it to change at all. Like by the end of your session, you'll probably be approaching just heating it up as hot as you can get it, and it does not change in the slightest. The edge remains as sharp as ever. You can't even chip it when it's at red hot. It doesn't even start to glow. It just stays all shiny. And then, you take it out and pieces of dust land on
Oh,
it
that's
and
weird.
burst into flames. I mean, it looks like it's glowing when it's in there, but it's just reflecting. Archie, do you plan on leaving the boat?
Yeah, I think Archie's gonna go into town and get some clothes more suitable for the new climates.
Okay.
We're
be-
we're outside of cold climate at this point, right?
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah. I think
It's
Archie's
probably
gonna
closer
go.
to 20 degrees than to the negative 10 it is in other parts of the world.
So, like, 80 Fahrenheit?
20 is 70-ish.
70-ish. It's in the 70s. It is winter still. There's a cool wind blowing. Are we still in the
All right.
northern hemisphere? Yeah, we will be.
Well, in any case, I think Archie both knows where we're going and that he doesn't have anything suitable for that. So
Mm-hmm. Catcher had offered to get you some stuff, but who knows what she'd come back with.
I think Archie goes off on his own.
You've got area knowledge key, haven't you?
I do.
I will take that at like a slight penalty, just to generally make your way around easily. And let's say it's got a stability rating of sorts as well. In that it's not that you'll still struggle a bit, but you do speak the language. Let's see how friendly people are to you. Not particularly. You get a lot of bad looks. People telling you to get lost. I should also ask what people kind of wear when they're out and about on town.
I mean,
Well, I think-
Nico's got like a couple of, like 1 or 2 outfits that look very snazzy.
Does Etho not
Or
wear
Stacy
armor?
Zero. She does, but it's in her. It's that kind of armor that's hidden within clothing.
Okay, so it's tailored stuff.
Yeah.
Heavy cloths or leathers.
No, it's a very specific kind.
Oh,
Sorry,
no,
I didn't
yeah,
mean to
yeah,
cut
yeah,
you off there, Kyle.
I remember. So it is. Is it concealed though?
It can be. It can be weaved in on top of or under the clothing, and I went with under.
Okay. Did you pay for the concealed factors?
I did not. I can modify that if that's.
Yeah, that might
if
need
that's the
looking
thing
at.
that need to happen. Anyway,
Because,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut Kyle off.
because I do
Go
think
ahead.
it'd probably still be visible. What were you saying, Kyle?
I don't remember now.
What?
Clothing. It was about clothing.
Yeah, what?
Oh, I think currently, he's just kind of in his cold weather, overdressed. Looks like a mountain man at the moment.
Fair enough. Yeah, you're sweating, I think, probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, so Archie's gonna be looking for something more suitable.
People mostly wear quite loose-fitting, plain linen long robes. Not long robes. Like, it's, they have trousers, and then
Yeah.
a really long tunic that goes down to the
Hob?
knees.
I think
Is it called a
Archie.
Fob?
Sob.
Posted. Fob.
Thob.
Discord.
Thor.
There's got to be.
Yes.
Is there like a foreign market district?
Absolutely. I mean, if you want to stay in the safe space, you just need to stay on the
I
docks, and you can walk up and down, and there'll be people who speak your language.
Okay, because yeah, I think what Archie's looking for winds up less somewhere in the middle of like practical for adventuring and you know loose linens. So I think it'll be a little more European, or what are they called, Ettendon, in style and dress. But and honestly, I think Archie is gonna get some like nice clothes, like add some status to his appearance.
Okay. You might get fleeced somewhat. Have you got some cash lying around?
Archie does, but it's not like lying around as he's walking around. It's like in a bag tucked into his coat, which is tucked
No,
into
don't
some
get
stuff.
fleeced. That's too warm.
Ew.
But
Have you got
um,
merchant or streetwise?
is this illegal?
It's not illegal, but it might help you not go to someone who's obviously trying to scam you.
Well, Archie doesn't have either of those, because that's not what Archie has ever done in life.
Okay, let's just stick with your area knowledge keen one. And say,
Honestly, now that I think about it, this is probably the first time that Archie has actually been to like a merchant.
like in your life.
Yeah, like he's been with the church his whole life. Everything has been provided for him.
That's kind of
Like, so obviously he's been to like markets to get gear and supplies, but I think this might be the first time he's ever been like buying clothes. Because I feel like everything he's wearing he wound up making or stealing. Or it was just left over from the shit that Katya gave him.
Well, yeah, you can stumble across outfits that up to status 2 really, but you will get overcharged by about 5%.
Okay. I will tack that in when I do the calculations on how much gold I have to spend.
And you can go as low status as you want, down to rags, I suppose, but you probably don't have to pay for rags.
Nah. No, we're gonna try to get some nice threads.
Drip.
I I feel like it's more of a disguise for Archie's way of thinking than anything.
Hmm. The people that you see in the city seem to be very wealthy, for the most part. Um, Although they do tend to have a shit ton of servants helping them out as well at the same time. But so does Katya, you know.
Yes, she does.
And so does Aaron. Etho, I'm guessing you were straight off that boat. Has everyone legit like got off the boat and spread out?
I think so. Also, I'm looking at pictures of this armor, and yes, you can tell, but it's like not like metal in your face. It's very like pretty.
I've seen, yeah, and it's very high status, but it is still armor. But it's not like taboo to wear armor in particular, and it's not like you're walking around in a suit of plate mail.
Yeah, it's fashionable armor.
You still, I think you would sweat a little bit. You generally get nods and glances. I think people seem to like you around here.
Awesome. There's a first time for everything.
Like, Anything you do, or are you just wandering?
Heading straight to the apothecary if I can find one.
Oh, fair enough. You've not got any kind of area knowledge, as I'm pretty
Oh,
certain
gods,
for this
no.
place. Just a case of
Or
wandering.
streetwise. So, yeah, no, I'm. It is a luck roll. Do you want me just to roll an IQ for you?
Yeah, give me an IQ. Let's see, like, how bad you start at the gate. Okay, so it could be worse. You've got some common sense to you. And eventually, you do have to kind of ask when you find a street that's likely. And you will manage to communicate with someone and they'll point you to the right place. And that's when you start to realise that maybe you're going to get treated a lot nicer than you do in Ettendon. Because it's an elderly couple. Man's got a really long grey beard.
Oh, so it's who's giving me the directions?
Yeah, and his wife's like compliments you on your outfit, you're pretty sure, and compliments your hair and your makeup, and then also says something else that you're not sure what it means, but kind of points to your stomach, and like you have been throwing up all morning.
Yeah, I'll nod and go, apothecary.
They're like, medicine, right over here, and you think they're saying it. It's like pretty close to Etuni, the language that they speak back to you. It's weird. It's very accented, but it's the same words for medicine and like road. And yeah,
Awesome.
they'll lead you into a shop. Start talking to the shopkeep, who's like, nodding. Yep, looking over at you, nodding. And then you think they say like, you think they're asking what you want, and they've got a lot on display. Have you got any kind of herb knowledge, naturalist?
Gods know. Etho is a murder machine. That's her skills. She's got survival woodlands, but that's about as close as you're gonna get.
You can give me an IQ check straight up to try and convey your symptoms if you like.
I mean, this is not. I think this would be like easy. I go blah and make the like retching face, and like I'm gesturing, but you can't see it. Like hand coming from mouth going down, like blah, pantomiming vomit.
I think they'll pick
You
up on
have
that
gesture?
eventually. that's more for like other stuff. Acting, I think, could be what you'd want for that. Acting would crush it, actually. Yeah, you can give me
Oh yeah,
either actor or another IQ roll.
I thought I
Or
took acting.
performance.
I guess I didn't. I thought I spent some points on that one.
Gesture lets you convey one simple idea.
That gesture would work too then if you had it.
I fail then. They're probably just staring at me like I'm an idiot.
No,
I rolled 14.
that IQ
and...
check were for conveying you by language.
Okay, I'll try again.
I'll give you a gesture at like that's IQ +2, I'd say, to convey that you've been throwing up.
Okay. Nope.
Yeah, close. It comes across eventually, but it's gonna take you a while. And
Like
the elderly
30
couple
to 40 minutes.
end up leaving. Like they wanted to help, but not this much. The shopkeep gets quite frustrated.
I will pay him more than is requested though. For his time.
Okay, yeah. It'll be I'm not sure how much a dose of medicine is.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
But yeah.
I'll.
I'm sure Katchi gives you plenty of walking around money.
I mean, I still have leftovers from my starting cash.
Leftovers. That too. I'm sure you can afford a few doses of medicine.
Yep, I'll look it up.
Alright, and Micah, you've visited a temple.
It church.
It the church. Aha, welcome. The Grand Mosque. Aaron would point out as you walk up to the huge pillared entrance. It's got a mega dome on it. Map purely representational. Something to have on screen more than anything. But one of these buildings somewhere, probably maybe like right in the middle ish. There's like a couple of big ones here. Is a large domed sandstone building or limestone. One of the stones. And it's covered in intricate patterns and tiling and mosaic. Have you got architecture? Or savoir-faire architecture? Not savoir-faire. What's the
Connoisseur.
connoisseur? That's the one. Connoisseur.
No, I might have something relevant though. So like it's complicated and like it would have been hard to build too. It's impressive and hard to build.
Yeah, for sure. It could be. Well, you can't see how they'd design that thing to stand up. You certainly couldn't design it. It forms a perfect, hemisphere. And what's remarkable is that it seems to be a fair bit older than most of the city. Like there's buildings all across this city of various age, and it's clearly been here a long time, and this is one of the older ones. But it does also seem like it gets work done on it constantly because there's scaffolds and what look like fairly recent additions to certain parts. But certainly the main entrance is ancient feeling as you enter. And you'd also hear...
You mentioned sandstone rather than limestone. I just did some looking up, but I felt that way, but then made sure.
So it's sandstone, not limestone.
If they're using local stuff, I'd imagine.
Rightio. They import Italian marble from a different universe.
Very impressive structure that we'll head inside.
The main...
You asked about armor.
Yeah, right.
I did not have Micah's new armor be deceptively not armor, so he won't wear it.
Rightio. If you... Ooh, what about weapons?
What are the rules for weapons here?
Generally, you would have been carrying it. Aaron will tell you that no weapons are allowed inside the mosque.
Do they have a place for weapons?
They have a place where you can relinquish them, or
Yeah.
it can have
Philip
Nash hold
kept it
on
with
to
her
it.
then.
You do see a fair few armed people. Almost no one wearing any kind of armor, except for like the occasional pair of city guards and military.
Okay.
But a lot of people do carry daggers and short swords and sabers, and there's a lot of big sort of falchions. I never know how to say that. Big chopper swords.
Okay.
That people carry about the belts.
I think Micah is just not pale enough to not get in too much shit for keeping her weapon with her until they get to the mosque.
Pretty much. Archie, that's a question, yeah. What were Archie doing about his weapons? We'll come back to that, I think, though. You can have a think about it. So, as you're entering, you would hear a sort of loud horn, and it's quite musical from one of the towers that surround it. And you've heard that already from the docks. Like, what time did we say you arrived? Middle of the night, weren't it?
Yeah. Because that was part of the reason why Peon was so quick to run out.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have heard this yet. You're hearing this for the first time now, and it's strikingly loud. It rings out across the whole city. Pian, you also hear it as you're like, I don't know, maybe settling down for a nap, probably, seeing as the sun's come up.
No,
I'm hearing this for the first time. I'm hearing this now for the first time. Wow. What else can you say? I'd assume this would prompt Aaron to explain what's going on.
Maybe.
Good luck to him.
It starts getting busy almost immediately.
I could have rolled a skill for this then, if that's what's happening.
Oh, actually, yeah, you
Probably
could.
at a massive plus for this.
Yeah, in fact, you would realize. Oh, yeah, no, it's a
Massive plus for such a
massive
basic
plus
thing.
for such a basic thing. It's the call to prayer. Call to prayer's happening.
Yeah.
And so
Wonderful
people
timing.
will start coming in, and Aaron will say it's not a coincidence, and Nash will hand him his prayer mat, and they'll both head over into the main hall, and everyone kind of gets to praying for a while. Huge ceremony to it, you know, hard not to be swayed, but you also get a lot of time to enjoy the grandeur of the mosque, with a super intricate recursive patterns.
That IQ was because Hurricane Tony is broken.
Gotcha. So don't pick up on most of it. But it is sort of sang, really, more than just spoken. A lot more musical than the Ettendon ceremonies, and certainly a lot more involved. Not everyone just sat in rows or kneeling. There's still a lot of kneeling, but there's a lot more movement involved. It's almost like calisthenics. Everyone's very organised as well. Presumably, like, yeah, you know plenty about it, but I'm sure it's still striking to see it happening for the first time.
That basically describes this whole trip for her. Oh hey, the place I know so much about. Yeah, she'll stay there for the duration.
Aaron had explained some of the history of the mosque. And how it was built like before the current rulers of this city, who I think was. No, I don't want to get too into it because I'd be riffing and I'll forget what I say, and it'll also be nonsense. I don't know how this city's run. In the slightest. Shit, that seems like an oversight, doesn't it? Can consider that soon. But either way, it's not built by the current occupiers originally. And he'll point out the oldest parts to you and all that jazz. And also the Tove parts he'll try and point out to you.
Alright, she'll take extra interest in those parts.
There are bits with ancient Arabic text, like what's ancient Arabic? For fuck's sake, ancient Keemtani text, like what's on the shield. Air quotes shield.
Ooh.
You'd even recognise.
She'll copy some of it down.
Mm.
She has a journal. Do you want a skill for copying it down?
It's just text, really, and you know how to write it, don't you? Or you know how
Yep.
to write the modern version at least. Yeah.
She's literate, not semi-literate, so it's her written is better than her spoken.
Yeah. I do not need a skill to
Cool.
copy down the parts that you see. And it's mostly scripture, sort of built into the wall.
I'm sure there are insights to be had there, but not by her.
Maybe not. The ship had been getting restocked throughout the day. You all have your little adventures. And I'll say, for reasons, you sort of end up gathering back up in the evening as the sun's just starting to set again.
Perhaps one more adventure then.
That's fine, yeah. Any more scenes that people want during the day, feel free to throw them at me, and I can certainly react.
Mike will go find a place to buy fabric here.
Aha. I'll take an area knowledge.
I can give you asking Aaron
Yeah,
or
Doi.
streetwise.
That'll work fine. And I've already forgot what the question were. I got distracted by something, I'm sorry.
Buying fabric.
Find fabric. Illegal fabrics? Streetwise to not get scammed. Aaron will just, yeah. So you're looking for fabrics in this place? This market?
Thank you.
Yeah, in fact, probably straight after morning prayers. It'd be best time to go into that. And it's
The
back.
different market from the one Archie went to.
Yep. One that's much more accommodating, even though he did visit this one immediately, and it was incredibly unaccommodating to him, and that's why he ended up in the other place. Quite busy, but lots of different stalls with lots of very fancy to very plain fabrics on offer in huge rolls. Stuff that's embroidered with patterns, stuff that's dyed in a pattern. Like that's really expensive, but it's like covered in tiny petals and flowers, and it's printed on there, and it must be like an incredibly painstaking process, you think?
Yep. She'll just pick up some much more regular white and green cloth.
There is a Yay fabric stall, quite clearly.
Oh.
And that's one of the more expensive
Yep,
ones.
but nobody should be buying anything by Yay.
Oh dear. Ooh.
Wah wah.
She will head to that stall because interesting.
Them's your people. And they'll see you approaching and speak to you in that language.
Hyun.
Hyun?
Hyun.
Hyun. Like, hello. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
A new
Yes,
ship?
it accented.
Oh, where are you from?
Itendun.
Kinda mumbles, as like, very far. Very cold, we've heard.
Yes, incredibly. She'll point out her very thick cloak.
Nod. Like, oh. Too warm for here. That's mountain gear. Oh no, I'm rhyming. They aren't the choose goose.
Yes, I was hoping to find some lighter fabric.
You're making an outfit?
Was that them or you?
Them. Sorry.
That's the new cloak. I've previously made some other clothing for our travels down south.
Mm.
but I fear this will be far too warm.
So their fabrics are silks for the most part, and they're like, you might not want these, but could do you a deal if you buy a whole ream.
The silk. Can she inspect the silk?
Inspect the silk. Any kind of sewing or it's perfect. It's good. It's fine quality silk for sure. Patterned.
Is it the sort of thing that has Pyramid 52 compatible stats?
Absolutely, it would be.
She just made herself some new armor. Oh well. Are these stats that you know?
Not off the top of my head, but they would be. A fair few up for grabs, I'm sure. Mostly, I don't know if it'd come under embroidered. I don't think so. But patterned for sure. It's sort of lots of geometric patterns on it, diamonds and recursive squares, and also there are some that are pretty much painted. It seems. But we a fast dye, she assures you, that won't run. And it's sort of like clouds on one of them, and birds, and another one's got trees and tigers on it. But those are quite expensive, I think. But there's options there for sure.
Did you check your Discord private messages?
I'm right there.
Is it better than that? In any possible way?
Probably not really. Just
Okay, yeah.
just in flavour. It's
Okay, yeah.
just different.
She does want the lighter clothing though. Or lighter cloak.
Well, yeah, there are options for very light things. And they'll also point you out the other vendors that have got more, varied fabrics that are not going to scam you. Happy?
One other thing. You saying silk was unexpected here. We're in low tech. It mentions wearing a silk shirt, which
I'm not sure I meant it to be entirely unexpected. Just it will what they mainly were selling here. But what's this about the low tech? Sorry.
low tech page 104 describes silk as granting +1 to first aid rolls to treat injuries, and some benefits for infections, and it prevents skin contact with the weapon.
Okay.
It describes stuff worn under armor, so I'm wondering about her just getting stuff to make some silk clothing.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
I do not care to do math on this, so I'll just say 100 GURPS bucks for enough silk. Does that sound right?
probably.
She spent 144 for the cloth for her armor.
This is just to make some clothes for underneath,
Yeah.
and you had to buy extra cloth because it were all layered. So
Correct.
yeah, probably about right. Especially if you go for one of the more plain designs. They've definitely got some entirely plain. You said you were after green, didn't you? They've got some quite a nice
For the
variety of
cloak,
greens.
yeah. So we'll get some colors that I don't want to describe right now, but aren't particularly exceptional for the regular clothing. And then she'll buy 27.125 GURPS bucks worth of cloth for her new cloak.
Just some fajazzle. Quite.
All right.
And can we maybe skip me, because I want to come back to this. I want to ask these people other questions. I just can't think of them.
No worries. What were you gonna say, Etho?
I was just about to say I thought they were done. Sorry.
It was basically so. Yeah.
We can come back to it for sure. I wanted to look at Oh, go on.
My question is in her wanderings throughout the day, is there any chance of like a mage place, like a
Try and find a magic shop.
not a magic shop, but like a magic institute or something like that? This seems like a little bit more less uptight about the whole magic thing than other places she's been. She's just guessing wildly.
You would see a guy doing street magic, and at first you think it's nothing special, but then they do some things that look quite impressive to you. Give me an IQ check, please. Try and communicate with this guy. Oh wow.
I think I do fine.
Yeah, you do. So he'd be finishing up his show. People on the street clap. He accepts some money from them all, and then there's a brief lull where you can get up and talk to him. He's like, impressed, madam?
What kind of magic was it, by the way?
All sorts. Illusions, so there were a lot of smoke and sparks for sure, but also he seemed to conjure various waters and wines from thin air, is what it seemed. He's wearing pretty much just a really thin, loose toga, is what I want to say. Yeah. Like,
Also, if anyone, side note, metagamey, if anyone who's wandering around the city wants to bump into Etho at this point to have a scene together, feel free.
so you could not see where he would have procured it from.
She'll ask, so, the stuff there that was not hand trickery, where you learn?
He smiles, like, nods, and he says, You're from a strange place. You're not... I forget which language yours defaults to. Out of character real quick. Double checking.
I think it's literally just the other desert people and giant.
Okay, yeah, so it'd be... not Paitash? Not Pishali?
But I also speak, the Eldritch, so.
Mm-hmm. You have the accent of the Christians, not Christians, the Tove, the Arate, the Aretians.
Huh?
Are they neighbors?
People who worship Arate.
Oh, she'll shake her head drastically. Go. Bleh. Yes, that's where I learn Eldritch, but bleh.
Hmm.
The toonie.
If you are not learned of the secrets, you should not be told, they say suddenly in what sounds quite close to a toonie again.
Sorry, would you repeat that, Luke?
If you don't know about the secrets, I'm not sure if you should be told.
I have this. I have the secrets.
Squints at you, looks you up and down for a minute.
How crowded is it here?
Quite crowded. You definitely wouldn't want to. But I'd
It's
say
not as pretty as yours, she'll say. And looking around at the crowd.
my magics are learned over a long time. But I know some can be granted, taken, found. There are schools.
Here?
No. In Keem.
That's where we're going, right?
That's where you're going, yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have a location for one of those schools, would you? She'll say. I assume he has a tip hat out.
He's got like a little basket that's got his money's been put in, and you can see there's a water skin and some bread.
I assume mostly. Oh, it's just food that's been dropped in there.
No, there's money in there, but it's
Is it
clearly
mostly
also
coppers?
all his possessions. But mostly, yeah, like what seemed to be the smallest denomination of this country's currency, this city's currency.
But you wouldn't happen to have the location, would you? She'll pull out some silver.
If you go to Makid, you will find the place. But then he sees the silver and he, hmm. No, keep your silver. If you are worth speaking to, you will be spoken to there. I cannot trick you in the name of the ultimate craft.
She'll nod. You might have to write down in the chat where that was.
It's
So
in the main
visit.
city. He mentioned the port city that you go into.
Oh, okay, cool. And then she'll thank him and drop a silver in there anyway. Because it was a nice performance.
He'll be plenty happy with that. He'll offer to fill your water skin up.
Oh, yeah, she'll take magic water. That's cool.
Water, wine, mead.
Water.
Fresh, cool water. It's really cool. Like almost frozen. Very refreshing.
You know what? If he's up for it, she'll shoot the shit with this guy for a while. We don't have to roleplay that, but like just hang out.
He says like after he fills your water up, he puts another performance on. But yeah, in between performances, he'll talk to you.
She'll hang out in the square and talk in between performances. That was my scene. Thank you, Luke.
The medicine you got as well has settled your stomach, let's say, for the afternoon.
It gives a plus. It gives a +2 to HT rolls.
Okay.
I looked into it.
There you go.
There's no price though, so we're gonna have to figure that out later.
All right. It's usually quite cheap for a single dose of that stuff.
But anyway, that was me.
Okay. Archie's got changed. Where were you shopping? Bought some fancy clothes.
Archie.
Oh, yeah. I just posted that up. Yes, Archie comes back. He's wearing new clothes.
I feel like you get that sorted and you're out walking the streets and you'd see the magician and Etho watching the magician.
All right. Yeah, Etho, you see Archie passing you by in new clothes.
You look less wood crazy.
It's too hot. It's just gonna get hotter.
She starts to do that thing where you can see her coat is unbuttoned down to like her bust line, and she does that fan up the boob thing. She goes, "Yes, it is very hot."
I know it's wonderful, isn't it? Yes, I know it's wonderful. Shut up.
About what is this nonsense that she's watching, pretty much. It'd be the voice in your head saying at the minute.
I don't know, some fraudster trying to fleece her. That's what they usually are.
Yes. Possibly is what that one is. At least to an extent. Pian,
Yes.
after your nighttime feeding and when the sun rose, what exactly did you do?
I might have run back to the ship just because I know that's a
A safe place to sleep.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that
Get
might
a
be what you'd done.
few hours. You know, I don't need a ton of sleep, but I also don't need to stay out all night. So yeah, come like mid morning,
Mm-hmm.
maybe lunchtime, start wandering around the city a little bit. There's not really anything that he needs to buy, but being in the new place, this might be the farthest from his city that he's traveled. So taking in the sights and smells.
Lots of smells. I should mention food. Shit tons are everywhere. Very delicious smelling.
Yeah, it doesn't interest Peon in the least.
Aaron would probably make like a whole bunch of suggestions for you to choose from for breakfast, Micah, and then for lunch as well after the fabrics.
So follow his lead on that.
I'm sure he's already got people out doing extensive shopping for fresh ingredients, so that for the rest of the journey on the boat, you'll be able to at least eat nice while you're drowning in horse shit. Oh yeah, all the horses are probably like being very expensively stabled just outside the city overnight for a day or two.
When are we supposed to leave here?
ASAP, I think, with a plan. At
This
least,
evening? Next morning?
at least next morning. Like that's
Okay.
At latest.
the earliest you'll be able to leave is the next morning.
Could you
Latest
pump
is
me to the area map?
up to you lots.
Thank you.
Well, I took everyone over there because there's not really much to see on that city map. The north and south of the island are fairly separated by the mountains, and the coastline is pretty difficult to navigate, really. So, while you can sort of walk around the edge, a large group of people will struggle to do it. And you definitely can't take like a wagon or anything. There's no roads that go around the coast. There is a road that passes through the mountains in the centre. You'd have explained to you. Or if you had area knowledge for this area, you'd know. But you can talk to people who do.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Micah will mention something when everyone's back together.
Alright, everyone back together. Maybe Aaron's suggested a place for a supper for the group as the sun's setting. You sat in an open air sort of little. You pass through, an indoor taverny area and into an outdoor seating area with lots of carpets set out on the stone square, and there's people smoking big, huge, pipey things and drinking tiny glasses of strong hot drinks, and also smoking a shit ton of a really strong smelling, sort of bright green looking pipe leaf.
At a point when Aaron is away for some reason, whatever the reason is,
He's eaten
Micah
way too
will
much spicy food all day and he's gone and crap in his pants somewhere.
Micah will suggest to the people there something. I recall when Aaron was telling us about this place that he mentioned some of the ruins are Tove, and casually mentioned a few places they're at. We're not here for too long, but I believe he said there are some in that mountain. And Phil gestured to the closest one.
Yep, you can see the sun is setting just to the north of it, and so its silhouette is outlined. In fact, you can see on top of the mountain the outline of the Tove ruins. If you succeed at a vision check at like a -4, so if you take time and squint, you'll be able to make them out, and it's a very clear evening.
And when I was at the temple earlier, I noticed some of the writing there was the same sort as is on a interesting shield. I think that perhaps it might at least be interesting to travel to one of those, though I wouldn't mention it to Aaron.
Seems like the kind of thing that could be worth our time.
Well, I've never had any luck exploring Tove ruins, but might as well. And then looks up at the sky and is like, yeah, what do you think? Explore some Tove ruins?
Maybe there's a way to get me out of your filthy skull by removing your head from its body.
See, I'm not sure letting you out of my skull is the right idea. Maybe
I'm
we're
not sure.
destined to suffer together.
I'm not sure that discussing ancient artifacts and strange plans in strange languages in this city is a good idea. You're quite clearly hated here by these people.
Yeah, well, they
Are
have
you
good reason.
alright?
Archie's muttering to himself.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Liar.
We never did. By the way, we never did CDs trying to convince people to let them use the forge.
Yeah, we did.
He managed
we
to
did?
convince. We're gonna say that he's here like just after having cooled down that shield.
Okay.
Like you quenched it, didn't even crack. You had it, God knows how hot. You didn't touch it because you would have lost your hand. But the edge is just as sharp as ever. None of the markings have changed in the slightest.
Sorry, I must have just forgot. It's been a long day. Okay. I mean, as long as we get back before we have to leave. Like, can't stay there and fight ice zombies. Or ghouls, or whatever we call them.
Not. Hence why I proposed that one. We just go back to the ship, grab one of the smaller boats, the rowboats. It's a short trip across to the other side of the inlet, and then we make our way up.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
No time like the present. Everybody finish your meals. Let's go.
Does Peon have food in front of him?
No. Not even a
Still
glass.
not recovered your appetite?
The sea travel doesn't agree with me very well. But I also had kind of a large lunch when my appetite did come back.
Alright, that's good.
By the way, Luke, before we go, I didn't get ripped off because I look nice enough, or not.
Correct. You
enough,
yeah,
right? Okay.
you didn't get overcharged. You fit in.
Okay, so if I bought some clothing, I just paid the normal price. Gotcha. Cool. Thumbs up.
We're
Also,
gonna
Archie is broke now.
That sounds about right. Catcher will come back with some clothes for you as well, but not the kind that you'd have wanted.
Me?
No, Archie. Catcher comes back
Oh,
with
okay.
clothes for you that you think are fine, I'm sure.
Oh, I was about to buy Status 2 clothing, but if Katya comes back with some, never mind.
Yeah, Catcher would come back with some. In fact, I think Aaron and Katya will leave this dinner early, and that's what gives you the chance for this conversation. Even though Katya would probably, so Katya's there for the conversation. She says she'd like to come, but she's going to go off with Aaron for now, and she'll catch up with you if you go in right now. Or what have you.
For the runs!
But, kind of before that, someone's going to spot this pretty quickly. I don't think... Has anyone got observation?
No.
Shockingly,
No.
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 Peon doesn't have observation?
Apparently not.
Everyone just give me vision checks, please. Success by 2. Success by 2. Success by 4. Success by 3. And a crit from Fiat. So, Micah, you noticed at the last minute, but Pian, you've been picking up on all this meal. Things have been a bit strange. After Aaron left for the first time, you noticed that it got kind of quieter in general, but you feel like it should be getting busier in this place rather than quieter. And then you've also noticed that kind of all the other clientele now seem to be men with the same sort of short trimmed beard and all wearing very similar cloaks and turbans in sort of the same dull grey fabric. And then Micah, you will spot that as one of them's walking back past behind the table, they have pulled out... Would you know what a blowpipe is? They've got a tube. They put it up to the lips.
Oh, it turns into a shisha bar at 8 or something?
And they suddenly start aiming the tube at
Oh.
Adalga from behind. And Pian, obviously you spot this as well.
Micah will stand up, kicking her chair or stool or whatever aside, going, whoa.
And
I think Peon says ambush.
let me make a quick roll, see if I even hit. That is on the nose, thank fuck. He's just around the corner, but you do get a chance to dodge because you turn and see that someone's about to shoot you with a blowpipe, Adalga.
Can I do a sacrificial dodge?
You can try and step into the
Since
dart.
I've
Yeah.
seen him
I
lining
believe
this up.
you are both seated, So
How
there's
Oh, that's true.
how close is it to like Archie?
the person with the blow dart.
A dogger.
Um, pretty much directly next to you.
Okay. In that case,
Looks like it hits him.
It may well hit you.
except it very well may not.
Parry missile weapons?
We'll make this frantic. Ooh, glad we did.
Success by 1. I don't know if it's enough to parry a blow dart. I think it
That is
probably
parry
is.
missile weapons. It
Mhm.
is.
I think there's still modifiers. I'm
Oh.
checking real quick.
Oh, yes. -2 to parry crossbow bolts and blowpipe darts. 0 for arrows.
Oh.
-2 for blowpipe darts.
So you
So
just barely missed.
Just barely missed.
everyone tried to get in the way of this.
It's not Etho.
With a movement, I'm gonna go wild on location. Holy shit.
In the
Good
head.
God.
Better the
Uh,
head than the neck if it's a blowpipe dart.
Roll.
location 3 is skull.
Roll.
So
That may actually not be the worst possible place.
Uh,
DR2.
The DR is not. The DR is not the sort that prevents blood contact.
So it's not even gonna deal a scratch to you. You don't need to worry about damage. I'm not even gonna put it through conditional injury calculator. But a little dart sticks in your head, Adalga, and then suddenly people at tables all around you are standing up and drawing weapons of various types. The guy who shot that blow dart is dropping it, and I've not got a map set up at this moment, so how about a quick break while that happens? No complaints is happening. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry for the delay. So, you were sat eating a meal. It's the evening. You've all had days in your own rights. And you've gathered back up. There is discussion of very quickly going to visit some Tove ruins across the way. Pian, you've kind of picked up that the clientele's shifted and is suddenly not as lively as it were before, and is kind of rammed with these thuggish looking, similarly dressed fellas who are armed. Suddenly one of them pulls out a blowpipe, stands up, takes a shot at Adalga, and despite Adalga attempting to dodge, Pian attempting to dive in the way of it, and Archie attempting to knock it out the way with his dagger, you all failed, and it embedded in his skull. No damage, but there is, a little dart poking out your head, Adalga.
Ow.
And at the same time, they all sort of stood up and drew swords, and I'm pretty sure, Etho, you said you stood up back out your chair and shouted. Oh no, it was Micah that did that.
Micah.
Yeah, Etho didn't do shit. She kind of looked across the room.
And I believe the rest of you are still seated as well. The boys. The boys are all sat down.
Except for Peon, who tried to sacrificial dodge.
I don't
the
think
blow-
that automatically stands you up.
Okay.
It does not.
Oh, no, in fact, I think it automatically lies you down.
That makes more sense, actually. That's kind of closer to what I was picturing.
Yeah. So you'd be sort of. Your head would probably be in this hex now. Or in Adalga's hex, and you'd laid across the two of you. Either way, it's Archie's turn. And you could well be carrying weapons right now. you could well be wearing armor, but most likely you weren't, honestly, if it's heavy
Yeah,
armor.
I, I honestly think in general Archie was just carrying his dagger.
Goy.
Yeah,
Doesn't
we
want to
already
get.
established what several of us had with us.
Mhm. Adalga, what were you wearing? What you been wearing
Uh,
all day?
yeah, just normal clothing. I don't typically go out in armor
All right.
because I'm not normally murdered.
Cool. Well, Archie, you're up.
I think Archie stands all the way up.
Archie stands all the way up. Etho.
I think Ethos still. She doesn't have combat reflexes or advantage, so I think she's still technically not able
Okay.
to do anything.
Roll
for a
IQ
bit.
for me, please. Oh wow. Mentally stunned. Pian.
Yan moves to kneeling and tries the fast draw knife.
Moves to kneeling. Got a knife in his hand. Adalga.
Do you need me to roll anything for the poison?
Uh, poison? No.
Okay.
It's been a
Uh,
second.
I don't know how fast poison is in this game. Anyway, he will just stand up. I honestly don't know if a dogger normally carries a weapon on him. I don't know if that's his normal everyday carry. I don't think it would be.
No little knife. I doubt you walk around with a, 7 foot long spear.
No, I think he's going to be using wrestling for this combat, so yeah, he just stands up. Nothing special.
Standy uppy. Micah.
Micah will draw her Jan and
Swing.
take a step. And she'll also say, "What's this?"
Give it up if you want to live. Points his big heavy sword at Adalga. The rest of them kinda shuffle into positions. Below dart guy. Oh, nice. I did a GM roll that. Well, he fast draws a dart, sticks it in his blowpipe. No, he just fast draws a dart. Oh yeah, no, he fast draws a dart and sticks it in his blowpipe. The rest of them just shuffling. Generally, moving the shoulders about, like cracking their necks, knuckles. Archie.
Okay, so the blue guys have swords.
Blue guys have big, heavy looking swords. Choppers. New.
And this will wind up being verse 9. But we might as well.
Looks like we're
Let's-
not giving it up.
Doesn't look like it, no.
You know
What do these guys have?
Also daggers.
Knives.
Knifey stabbers. Stabbers.
We'll run up to him and stick this in his.
Yeah, you cannot
vital.
target on a moving attack.
Oh,
But he cannot. It's not a crit because it was a moving attack.
yeah.
But it's potentially a hit. I believe there's a penalty to parrying knife. So I don't know if I want to try and do that. No, I'm just gonna dodge and retreat. And that is a failure. Is that failure? Let me open this guy's sheet. Probably not. Probably not a failure. Least combat reflexes. No, it's not a failure. It's a success on the nose. Ooh, bad footing. It's a failure. As he tries to, step back past the chair that he knocked over. You do manage to catch him. Roll for hit location.
Oh.
Oh, Magger.
Wait.
That's 1d6. I needed
It is, yeah. A 9.
a 9, just torso.
Yeah.
So, and I'll take that 1d6 as a not vital hit. 4 impale into the torso. Opening conditional injury calculator. Target's max HP. Penetrating damage taken is this. It's impaling. It's the torso. I should have set preferences. That wasn't a number. I know it weren't. I didn't press anything. They're rolling HT for pain. And succeeding on the nose. I GM checked it again. Sorry, it's just the first button I end up going to. No, wait.
Whatever.
Is that a success on the nose or is that failure by 1? That's a failure by 1. So, they fail for pain. Not wounded. Knockdown and stunning check. Public this time. Succeed on that. Move and dodge halved. Severity -1. -6 pain. You stab him good. Severity in the red box. Penalties in the green box. And I'll... Wounded? Wounded. Etho.
Stand and take my step. That's it.
Radio.
That's a full action.
Yep. Pian.
Throwing my knife at the blowgun guy.
Oh, cool.
Success by 4.
Did you include range penalties? I don't think you did, but I think you still succeed. Yep.
I did not include the range penalty.
He's gonna try and dodge that. He fails his dodge. Holy shit.
Ah!
1 impaling to the torso, roll 1d6. It's to the vitals.
Okay.
Pain check. That is a success this time. Probably not going to matter that much, although it's pretty measly damage. Yep, -3 wound. It's a minor wound. They don't need to roll for knockdown and stunning, but they are in mild pain.
Just because I can.
-3
Goes for another
severity.
knife on his bandolier.
Pulls out another knife.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a whole like bandolier of knives across his chest.
Cool.
But not his glaive. Because who brings a glaive to dinner?
Adalga.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna roll, I think, impulsive to see whether or not I just try to charge one of these guys and wrestle with them. Or if I do the smart thing and try to duck for cover when I don't have a weapon.
Success on the nose. If that influences you.
Yeah, I think he's going to go try to hide behind this table. Can I move and try to flip over the table in the same turn?
No. But you can move around there and get ready to flip it for sure.
Cool. That's what I'll do.
Micah.
Oh, she's burb.
No, that was several minutes ago.
That was
Okay.
several
I
minutes
didn't
ago.
see. I didn't see the back message. I missed it.
We're double checking your move. Yep. We'll go ahead and move and attack that guy.
Rightio.
Is that the one who had a knife thrown at him? I didn't see which one that was.
Yeah,
The red
that's
one.
him. He had a knife thrown at him.
No, he has
Okay.
a knife stuck in his chest.
Not too badly though.
It's a little knife.
And let's just. Damn it, stupid tabs. There we go. Melee
Yeah.
tab.
Is it a throwing knife specifically?
No, it's a small knife.
Okay.
Misses.
Attempt to hit, miss. Thank you for not making me dodge, although I'm not at half move and dodge. There, guys, his turn. You say, so you want your friend to die? Guy with blowgun backing up. It's loaded. Aim at you, Micah. This guy who's been stabbed by Archie, he's just gonna back up and take it all out. Never you mind what he's doing, but he looks defensive. His friend's gonna step in. Likewise, this guy with a dagger's gonna come to here. This guy's moving up. These two at the back shouting Keemtani. They're just like, give up, you fools. Archie.
Alright. Archie is going to step in with this guy. And we'll do this to the vitals. Well, that should have been a -2, not a +2, but still a hit.
Potentially a hit. Let's attempt to parry this. And that is a failure. These guys are rolling bad.
This was vitals this time.
Oh my god.
Archie has a much more sizable knife.
I'm just preemptively rolling for pain and knockdown and stunning. And that's
I think he failed the pain.
failed the pain, and I think if the knockdown and stunning is still at -5 for vitals, then he's failed that as well. Failed pain. Not already wounded. It is a HT -5 check. The fancy calculator tells me that. Did he fail by 5 or more? No.
And
Severity
tomorrow
1.
the fancy calculator will be on a website that isn't up yet.
Awesome.
God, that was complicated.
They do stay conscious, but they're also stunned and fall prone and drop anything they're holding.
Come on, what's their severity and stuff?
It's a severity 1. Pain is not mentioned. Oh, they're suffering agony. They can do nothing but moan and scream. They fall down and lose
Oh,
1 FP.
there's
per
one
minute.
like that in the little token things. Bottom row.
Ah! Knocked down and stunned for now, and Etho.
Okay. Smith, you're holding the thingy, right?
Holding
The
what
metal
thingy?
thing?
Yeah.
Wait, he brought the shield to dinner?
He just came from the forge.
she's gonna go around the table and go to a crouch and say, "Shield."
Yeah.
Pian.
We're gonna throw this knife at the blowgun guy as well. And this is now with the range penalty. Success by 3.
Let's attempt to dodge.
Ooh.
He manages to dodge it. Whew.
And oh right, it's not quick draw, it's fast draw. It's like the 3rd time I've done that. Alright.
Fast drawn. Adalga. Flipping the table.
I guess I'll hand Etho the shield, though I think that'll take 2 turns, right?
Yeah.
One to take it out, one to hand.
Mm-hmm.
Take it out.
Take it out.
Yeah, how would you not be holding it?
Well, pretty much, I imagine, yeah, it's just in a bag on the floor. It's probably in its own bag of sorts, so you could just point at
Oh,
it.
so it'd be here.
If that was the case, if it was still there, Etho would have done something completely different.
I would probably have been.
Let's just say
Yeah.
it's around this corner where Adalga were moving to for...
Yeah, just say I was
Right
still
here?
carrying it when I started
Okay.
running. Yeah, can I just, like, drop the bag and then flip over the table same turn? All good?
Yeah, that's fine. Free action to
Cool.
drop something.
Slight issue with flipping the table.
Pian being in the way.
Yeah.
I think if you spend a full turn and it's like not a very heavy table, you can, you know, drag it slightly towards you and then turn it over.
Or just dump it on me, either way. Whatever works.
Yeah, I'll spend the full turn doing that,
I don't think
just so I don't.
need a roll or anything. Micah?
Micah will quite simply just stab at this guy's vitals.
Not my vitals. Making... Oh no, that's a fast draw knife roll. Making another dodge attempt, this time at -1. Failing terribly, even with the spent FP. Oh my god.
Oh, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. Max HP, penetrating damage taken, impaling, vitals, normal, no vulnerability, pain check, fail, knockdown and stun, inevitable, fail, by 5 or more. They're already wounded as well, with a -3 severity wound for the knife. No, they did not succeed that. Sorry. They did fail by 5 or more. Their severity 1, pre-existing wound is overridden. Must roll HT to remain conscious. And also the target is unconscious. And they suffer in agony.
So I heard you mention your response to something and asked you there. Could you type prefs?
Oh yeah, prefs. No. No. Thank you.
Agony, you said?
Agony and also unconscious.
Oh, not agony then, just unconscious.
I should knock him down.
I don't know. He's getting a really bad sleep.
Am I right in that it's their turns?
I believe you are.
Yep.
Shout a curse. Let's make a run around attack against Archie. Dagger thrust to the vitals.
Didn't know he swore.
That is a miss if it's to the vitals. Wait, -3. No, it's second. That's a potential hit. Yeah. Dodge at -2, please.
Can we dodge and retreat? Is that an option?
Yeah, but it's only a +2 instead of a +3 because of the general rugs and chairs and people on the
Okay.
floor.
And we will make this feverish as well. I don't want to get stabbed. So that's a total of +2. Dodge the shit out of it.
Foe goes immediately to critical miss table.
I think that technically puts Archie there.
9. Weapon becomes unready, most likely. Critical miss table. Drop
Yep.
weapon.
No, drop weapon.
Nah, I'm just gonna say it becomes unready.
I think
kinda
that's
like
more
to
for
think
when you
that-
actually did hit something.
Yeah.
I kind of like to think that Archie wasn't specifically dodging that stab attack. He just saw that guy run over there and was like, nope.
And pretty much he overextends and loses his grip on his dagger slightly. This one is gonna. Shit, that's just dodgy. He moves into on top of his friend there and goes to a crouch. Archie.
Archie steps there. And gonna go ahead and, stab that guy in the vitals. Nah, fuck it. We've done so many stabbing in the vitals. This guy's getting his throat cut. And that is just a -1 for Archie. Potential hit, even at the minus being forgotten.
But he will manage to dodge and retreat up against the wall.
Keep him on his toes.
Protect your neck. Etho, you take the bag?
Yep, I take the bag, and changing posture from like not like a full-fledged crouch, but to like that, kind of stepping down isn't anything, right? That's just
Yeah, you can go to that. I think it technically is kind of free to end or start a move with a crouch.
all right. Yeah. Boop, boop, boop.
But maybe not
grab
both.
it and is it full round to pick it up, or can she move as well?
No, it'd be a ready maneuver to pick it up.
Okay, then she'll end up here with the bag.
On
Peon.
a roundabout course.
All right, Peon is going to throw a knife at this guy. I forgot to measure after he moved. Okay, excellent.
Did he get closer?
I feel like you should probably be drawing on the start of your turn rather than the end.
Well, I
Oh
have
yeah,
one in
because
my
if
hand
you
right
fail,
now.
then you spend the full turn pulling your knife out.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, it doesn't matter after I throw this one. Possible hit.
Possible hit. Let's attempt to dodge. Yeah, I've already dodged once this turn. You hit. Well, this just torso.
Yep.
Roll 1d6.
Does -1 damage. Great, you're healing the bad guys.
I think the minimum is 1, right?
Yeah.
See if it does anything. Whoa, that's a lot quicker when you set your preferences. Pain check. Failure. My god, you guys suck. Not wounded. Oh, moderate pain. Minor wound. Severity -4. -2 to DX, IQ, skill, self-control.
Perfect. And then I'm sorry, moving from a kneeling to a standing, is that a full second maneuver, or is that just a
Yeah, that'd be a full turn.
okay. I'll do that next time.
-4 severity, -2 penalty. Dalga. Table is overturned. Etho's got the shield.
Hmm. I don't really have any weapons or anything on me. Coward fear?
Throw tankards.
There were knives
Yeah.
on the table.
I guess I could try to throw a knife. Throwing. What's the default on throwing?
You'd be readying the knife first.
Okay,
And then I think
I will do that. Dex -3. I just checked.
Yeah. Micah.
You said this guy ran forward and crouched.
Correct.
What's he? Is he like reaching for something?
Yeah, he's reaching for his pal's sort of blowgun pouch.
Ah. Um. Are his vitals still hittable with his crouch?
Yes. Did we just lose someone?
No?
No? Oh, I think something USB came unplugged on my end.
Then she will go target vitals on him. 1 level deceptive.
Oh.
Whew. So he's gonna take a step back and he kind of drags his buddy over with him slightly as the bag's attached. He doesn't manage to get the bag taken off. This guy who had a dagger thrown in him is just gonna open this door that's behind him and take a defensive stance. This guy with the sword, fuck it, he's gonna run around the table and swing madly at Archie. And potentially hit you somewhere.
Ooh. All right. Archie is pulling some
Parkour.
fancy footwork right now.
You gonna hop up on the back of the chair? Oh no, that chair's knocked down. You could step onto it and maybe stand the chair up backwards.
Oh, yeah. I like that. And then we'll add the retreat.
Only the +2 for it again.
Only the +2. Okay. And then still the... Oh, that's the penalty. Okay. Yes, Archie pulls some fancy footwork.
You dodge back and up, and you sort of end up stood on the chair. This one here, he weren't on the floor, I don't think. He was just wounded, and he'd been backing up defensively. He's in a lot of pain though. So yeah, he's just gonna back up more. He should have backed up a bit further. clutching at his wounded area. You can see blood dripping between his fingers while he points his sword forwards a bit. Backs up through his friends. Yeah, I think that's the lot. Archie. Just these two are your main threats.
You know what? I think Archie will just reverse the direction of that chair and come down and stab this guy. Melee. Okay, so we'll do a counterattack, which gives him a -1 to dodge and a -2 to parry or block. And we'll stab him in the vitals. So this is minus. -4.
Oof.
Ooh.
Roll on the crit table. Oh.
15.
Oh. That's something. 15 on a critical hit. The blow does maximum normal damage.
Okay, so that's 7 impaling.
Okay. 7 impaling damage to the vitals. I'm rolling for pain. I'm almost certainly rolling for knockdown and stun. I'm failing both by more than 5 in the second instance. He's not already wounded. Oh, it's a HT -7 roll versus knockdown and stunning, which they failed. And they did fail by 5 or more. Severity 2, they must roll HT straight up. On a failure, they die. They die. You stab him in the heart, and he expires.
First kill.
Etho.
So, question: is this door over here an actual door, or is it just an archway or something like that?
That one over there is just an archway. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Whoop.
Hopping over. Give me an acrobatics. Jumping over.
I didn't. I
DX.
went around.
Oh, you went around. My bad.
Yeah.
Pian.
Fast drawing the knife and standing up.
Adalga.
So I readied the knife last time. I guess I will throw it at Dex -5 at this guy. I was still on ruler, sorry, this guy. Success on the nose!
Holy shit.
No.
Did that include range penalties?
Yeah, -2.
Right, you said, but at DX -5, right?
Yeah, but that's the overall, I'm imagining. DX -3 is the throw-in skill.
And then -2 for range.
Let's try and dodge it. He dodges it.
But does a dog or stick a knife in
DX
the...
-3 is for throwing. Thrown weapon is DX -4.
Ah. So you would have missed. It like lodges in the door next to him.
Okay.
You didn't throw it like you throw a knife. You threw it like a thing.
So maybe the handle should bounce off him.
I like that.
Micah.
Micah will shout in Kimtani. Surrender. And then wait. Can she wait to stab at this guy's vitals? if he doesn't like immediately do something surrendery.
Yeah.
So wait, right? Yep.
He will freeze.
I'll just specify the weight. It will be a. Oh, if he does go for, well, it'd be attack vitals, no deceptive.
He freezes. He's still clutching the bag in his hands, but he just stops staring up at you, kind of frowning at you. But he doesn't move at all for a second, except for clutching that bag and locking eyes with you. His pal, on the other hand,
No.
is gonna back up fully through that door. Etho, you can see him. This area's open. So like a desk. So there is a full wall there. But then there's an open arch with a desk blocking it to there.
Okay.
And there across here only goes up to like 1.5 meters. Oh yeah, this one. He just throws his sword to the side. He chucks it over here, clutching his wound with his left hand still. Archie.
Versa 9. Hits.
Potentially hits. He's going to attempt to dodge and retreat. No bad footing in here. He makes it just barely.
And then I'm going to say, you can surrender in Quintani.
Etho.
All right, and is that a swingy door, like saloon style, or four flat? How sturdy is that door?
Which one?
The front entrance. Front
The-
entrance.
It'd swing open.
Okay. Go up. Shoulder check the door open.
Just barge through it.
Yep. Phew.
Maybe just roll me DX to avoid like actually hurting yourself a bit.
Wow. I make it.
Yeah, you're alright. Bit bruised, nothing really significant though. Pian. Oh, he's on his way. Look at him go.
And this will also be Versa 9, which I haven't used this checkbox for that yet. Let's see if that just does what I want it to. It does, and it hit. Success by 2.
It's actually only for a ranged attack. The penalty
Oh,
is
yeah.
bulk or -2.
Oh. Well, great. Well, my bulk is -1,
So it'd be
so
-2.
-2. Yeah, so that's success by 5.
Correct, I believe. I don't think thrown weapons is any different. Holy shit, that's a hideously failed dodge. So he just manages to get out of the way of that knife, and then another guy comes running through him full and throws one at him. Did you say vitals?
No, I just threw it at. Oh, I didn't roll.
Oh, right.
I mean, I was just
Move
aiming
and
for the
attack,
chest.
it will
but...
be wild, so.
No. So that's 3d6.
Yes, please. Oh my god.
We are having a good night.
It's a hand. Roll 1d6.
Oh.
Low for left.
Or 1d2.
It's his right hand. The hand with the dagger in it.
Now it has 2 daggers in it.
Nope,
Nice.
still just one.
Okay, let's see. Target's max HP. 2 impaling to the hand.
Like one of the magic tricks Ethos saw.
Succeeds on his pain check though. Is he already wounded? Yes, he's got a severity 2 wound, but this is presumably different. He needs to roll HT plus 4 to avoid his injury worsening.
Oh,
Well, he fails. He needs to roll HT plus 1 for knockdown and stunning. He succeeds that. The wound is worse and it's overridden. The hand is destroyed, mangled. Your knife goes like all the way through it.
Oh, that might be an oversight.
The overridden aspect.
No, never mind. No, because that's the way the book describes it. Yeah, no, never mind.
Yeah, it's mostly just for the pain effects, I think. Because he's now at -4 for pain instead of -2, and he's got half move and dodge. And he does need to roll versus knockdown and stunning though. Apparently, but he succeeds that. Didn't I already get asked that? Yeah, I've been asked for a knockdown and stunning check twice. Not prompted for one. I'll show you the output shortly.
I feel like it should apply to the original location of that wound, which the program can't account for because it doesn't remember the past wound.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. God, work harder, Emily. Let me track multiple people's corrosive cyclic wounds through ablative and semi-ablative DR on rapid-fire explosive attacks already. Adalga.
What was it? You said destroyed, right?
Yeah, destroyed.
Not crippled, but destroyed.
Mangled or severed, it is destroyed.
Okay, yeah, this is an edge case that won't come up much. Roll at HT plus 2 minus severity to live.
to live?
Well, he's alright, bar his hand. Adalga.
Oh.
It didn't give me a prompt to survive.
Yeah, because I thought it was a hand.
I will ready another knife. Yeah, just ready a knife.
Yep. Micah. They seem to have frozen, these guys. They still just freezing. This one actually will have started saying something. He says, I'll destroy the antidote.
She'll say, get down, and gesture with her weapon, and wait to do a vitals attack if they try to run or attack her.
Sorry, I'm deciding. He throws the bag down on the floor. He's just like, like, bows his head defeatedly. And his pal, who already threw the sword away, just drops to his knees, like, pain. This guy, we know hand, screams, He's gonna take a step back again. Put his hands up and say, fine, fools. Archie. unarmed man. I don't know if you've got any kind of bloodlust or anything like that.
No. Archie'll go up and put his dagger on the guy's chest and say, "In the other room with everybody else." No, I am not gonna just murder him.
But they'll find out what he knows and then cut his fucking throat.
Mito's just gone, yo.
Just legging it.
She's not hanging out, no.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I think someone will start to give chase to you.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't know if the others will notice
Oh,
about that
peon.
though. But let's end turn order. As Etho's running and potentially being pursued. And take a quick look at this. He'll say, yeah, you gonna let me through? In Keemtani. He's clutching his bleeding hand.
For flavor's sake, I'm just gonna say Peon grabs the hilt of the dagger that's sticking out of the guy's poor mangled hand and yanks it out and steps to the side.
Big spurt of blood. He screams. Like, leans against the wall briefly. While he
Yeah,
clutches his
Archie'll
hand.
grab him by the shirt at that point and start marching him back into the room.
You mentioned an antidote.
It's in bag. If it works. If you know how to administer.
What did you hit him with?
Dart. Has anyone got the blow pipes on the
He
floor?
will go and he'll backhand him, and she also just bested them in a fight. If you want additional bonuses there.
I feel like I've got fanaticism. So in this instance, he just laughs. It's like there are many bottles in this bag. One of them is the antidote. Many are more poisons.
Peon will reach down and grab the blowgun.
What will it do to him?
Probably kill. He is strong man. Maybe he survive.
Archie grabs the bag of poisons, uncorks one, tilts this guy head back, and like, "What do you think this is?"
His eyes
Like,
kind of
puts it up to his lips.
glance at it. I'll take interrogation or intimidation.
That's what I was gonna do, but with the dart.
Oh,
It's kind of smarter.
I'm sorry, Colin.
It's fine.
Have you also got intimidation or interrogation?
I've got interrogation.
I have neither, but I think
Uh,
I could roll an intimidation, probably not well, but and then maybe with whatever bonuses you would like to give for, having just beat the shit out of him and got him on his knees.
Two more attempts get made at intimidating this guy. So you attempt the tipping poison in his throat, beating him and getting him to his knees. I do actually need to make more checks. And he's still just laughing, and he says, "Yes, yes, please, that one, and the rest. I'll drink them all, if that's the way you'd like to do it. Watch your friend die." And then the dart at his throat, it'd likely say here, "Hand over that shield." Or whatever
I
it
don't think we
is.
have it anymore.
why do you want it?
You, filthy, not filthy, just idiotic crusaders mocks you.
Ooh, was there anything piquant that was said during the sermon that was probably unique to that specific day's sermon?
Give me an IQ check if you've not got eidetic memory. They were a phrase that got repeated a bunch of times, yeah? That generally means, and yeah, it did seem a bit specific, like one particular
Repeat
passage.
that phrase. Because he's betting that these guys are there.
Who are you? He says.
The one asking the questions, yeah?
We are not crusaders.
Sorry, I'm just thinking. I should let the dice do some thinking for me also, and see if that sways my mind.
Just roll one of those incredible Mike reaction rolls. Oh, roll a natural 16.
Adalga's stepping forward. The thing that this
What?
the thing that this white idiot had should not have been in his hands, or any of yours. Just because you've been to today's sermon doesn't mean you deserve to hold a holy relic.
I think
Real
hearing that,
quick.
Peon starts running out.
Real quick. What do you want me to roll to just randomly grab a bottle from the bag and drink it?
Archie's got the bag.
Archie's got the bag, but Adalga walks around and he's sort of like reaching in and looking through.
You know what? Let's take this guy, and we can interrogate him elsewhere, but we should get out of here.
He will pull something out of the bag, though, just randomly.
Roll 3d6.
Agreed.
Archie does not let him just drink anything.
A 10. Okay. And you're starting to bail. You're dragging this uninjured and the hand guy with you.
We can probably just drag one.
Yeah.
Just the uninjured guy?
Yeah.
He seems to know about the poisons. He's been talking.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of desperate for the bathroom. So how about a very quick break, and then we'll be back shortly. We're back. So, was a nice meal until these guys showed up, demanding the shield. They have poison darted Adalga. You've agreed that you should maybe get out of there real quick. You've got a bag full of antidotes. I think it is time for you to roll HT -3, please, Adalga. That is a failure.
By a lot.
6 toxic damage. So, here's a question. Where should I apply this? To the torso or to the skull?
It should be torso because it's in the blood.
Gotcha. So, what is your max HP, Adalga?
14. I am going to die in a couple minutes. I only have 14.
Nah, you'll be alright. Probably. Roll HT again, straight up. For pain. Failure. Not already wounded. Okay, that's a severity -3 wound. and you are suddenly suffering moderate pain. So all of a sudden, you sort of like, oh, feel a deep pain within your chest.
Going down.
You're not at any movement or dodge penalties yet, and you can try and suppress your pain when you're like in a fight. But yeah.
Okay, so Archie is gonna go ahead and take one of the daggers off the ground and pin the one dude to the table so he can't follow us in his, good hand.
It's pretty
And
brutal.
then fling a dogger over, help a dogger, and let's get out of here.
I'm guessing you do it somewhat sneaky, so you don't give him a chance to resist this. You just like, come with me, and then switchunk.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll take it. Alright, let's just get off this map. Let's just get back to this one, because it's not horrible to look at. Or we could try this one, because I don't know how horrible this one might be to look at.
Not terrible. I like it.
It's a bit weird when nothing's really referenced. But
It gives us a sense of the place.
yeah, you'd be in the city somewhere. Probably not
Oh,
too deep.
by the way, you either tried to go rooftop.
You've not got area knowledge for this place. You've only been here a day. But it'd be possible, and you've got climbing or clinging, right?
I don't have clinging, but I do have climbing.
Give me a climbing. And then give me a vision or hearing. Ah, shit. Failure by 4, but... no, you don't spot anyone chasing you, but I imagine you still keep on moving pretty sharpish towards the docks, right?
Not when I was like when I get rooftop,
Well, yeah, well,
over-
what's your plan once you get the rooftop?
I go to I double back a little bit on another building and then bounce. Just try to move erratically, and then when I finally think I get to a spot, I hunker down on a rooftop and keep overwatch where I don't have a blind spot behind me.
Give me a stealth, please.
Why are you acting up, mouse?
Oh, wow. You lose him. Yes.
I don't know I lost him. I don't know anyone was following me, but
That's a
that
great
was
point. In fact, I think everyone will struggle to find you for at least a while.
Peon might not.
That's also a fair point.
I might not have gotten a critical though because I was not like moving super slow, so there would have been the, minuses. So it wasn't a critical, but it was still a success.
Yeah, still a success by. Yeah, let's say a success by 9. Success by 9? No, success by 8.
Right? Does he have discriminatory smell?
Yes.
-5 to fool those with discriminatory smell.
There you go. You smell her.
Creep.
So yeah, I think then after like 10 minutes of you hiding and when your breath is starting to turn to normal, Peon comes like sidling up the side of the building and crouches next to you.
Stealth. as you're trying to do it.
He's not, because he doesn't see anybody following you.
This is true. And in fact,
Okay.
yeah, with that crit tracking, you would have seen, even in the city, the ways that those guys had been looking. And they were following her pretty well for a while, but then completely lost her. And have headed deeper into the city.
Did they see you?
Don't know.
Well, they're gone now. You did a great job getting them off of your scent.
Apparently not good enough. She gives you the eye.
Oh, you have to do a little bit better to lose somebody like me. But for the average ne'er do well, I would say that you performed admirably.
She still gives you the she's not good at hiding her emotions, but she's giving you the I don't know what the fuck's going on with you, but something the fuck's going on with you. Look.
Oh yeah, when he came climbing up the side of the building, it looked effortless.
Slurp.
Do you know anything about poisons?
No.
They got a dogger with something. They were trying to get an antidote when I realized that you might be in trouble.
Well, I can't help in that regard.
Can't do anything with his blood. Peon says this casually, but kind of gives you the side eye when he says it.
I mean, I could stab him.
I don't think that would help, but I will remember that just in case.
He's changing.
Should we go back to the boat?
They wouldn't know we're there.
Okay, so then where should we go?
No idea. But probably not to the boat. She'll lean back in her little hidey hole and maybe go, here seems okay.
We're not going to hang out on some random rooftop. Plus, weren't we going to go explore some ruins? Doesn't that sound like more fun?
I think that kind of went out the window when, our guy got poisoned and is probably dying right now.
Peon looks wistfully up at the side of the mountain where the ruins are, although probably can't see him now that the sun is set.
You could
Well, we have to be on the
easily
boat before it leaves.
You could easily be on horses, by the way, as well. Other people, I would just kind of wanted to point out.
What?
Oh yeah, absolutely on horses.
There's no reason that you
What?
couldn't. Actually, no, probably not, because they're still recovering from journey, and it'd take a lot of effort to get one saddled up and stuff, just to ride it through town.
I don't understand. Oh, I see.
Yeah, this was probably a walking trip.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem like
Yeah.
a horse. It's not a big city. Like,
No, yeah, and we're planning on staying entirely within the walls up until the end of that meal, I think.
We can't just hide here. Let's go and take a look at where the boat is, and if we see anybody who looks like they're watching, we'll come up with a new plan. Fair enough?
okay. Yeah, we can get to a rooftop from a dock. Or that overlooks the dock. How about that?
Perfect.
All right.
So we'll climb down and we'll walk through the streets and then climb back up.
So Adalga, Archie, and Micah, you're leaving the building. You've got one guy in tow.
Well, maybe we'll definitely stop when we hear Adelgair call out in a bit of pain.
Correct.
Because
Yeah.
that's what's telling us that the poison is faster working.
Yeah, I think we should make a beeline to the ship and figure out this poison thing.
No, right now. Micah will push the guy against a wall. Which one is it?
He grins. Whoops. Your friend has a few hours. He looks at him. He's stronger than most. And yeah, you don't feel, like you're gonna die yet, Adalga. It's only moderate pain.
Got it.
Yeah, Pion, we really shouldn't be doing this here.
That's
Not Pion.
Micah.
Micah, we should not be doing this here. We need to go. Guards will be coming.
If it's true that it's a few hours, sure, continue.
And then, yeah, drag him back to the ship.
Head back to ship. I will take straight up perception, vision, really, if you want to detect being followed.
Yeah. Might as well. Ooh.
Archie, GG, yeah. You would spot it, but they're keeping a pretty long distance, and you only managed to spot one guy, but he's almost definitely following you. And you pretty much spot him when you get like right opposite the gangplank.
Okay. Archie will.
Archie is definitely the one who is like holding the guy because of the strength issues.
Oh.
Mike is not forcefully pushing a large guy all the way to the ship.
Okay. In that case, yeah. Archie says while continuing to like look directly forward. About I don't know what 60 meters back, we got a tail. Can you deal with that?
Sure. Make sure you get that antidote.
I will absolutely get that antidote.
Did Micah spot the guy after that?
After being pointed out, success by 1. Yeah. Yeah, you, especially if you split off a bit, makes it easier. Oh yeah, actually, I already kind of checked for that. The streets aren't fully empty, but there's lots of completely quiet alleys that feature, a good minute or two of silence. And even then, when people walk past, they don't necessarily look down it. And when they do, they don't necessarily see anything because it's all fairly dark in them.
They'll rush off to an alley near the guy but not at him, as though there was something urgent she needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then just, like, watch from in there.
Give me another perception, please. Or tactics works too, but that's a failure.
And a perception as well, or no?
Yeah. You like track him for a while as he's walking down the street, but he's making corners as well. Oh, okay, no, yeah, you switched
No.
to.
No, that's not what she's doing.
Okay, so
She's trying to bait him,
trying to. Oh, you're trying to bait him.
running off as though she had something important to quickly get done.
Got yeah. Acting.
And she's just split off from a much more physically imposing person.
This is true. This is yeah. Alright, alright. And a perception. On the nose. Roll me hearing, please. Success by 1. So you posted up waiting to see him, but it's been a bit longer than you'd have expected, and then you do hear something from behind. You manage to turn quick enough to see he's been sneaking up on you, and he's sort of like right there with a dagger out.
She'll draw her sword. You're following me.
He takes a step back, and he's like, You and your friends should hand over this object. It's sacred. Your friend will die without poison. We will cure him. If you hand it over, surely you've made enough of your etchings by now. He's been tinkering with it, trying to destroy it all day.
Do you know where it came from?
No. I pray it didn't come from where I think it might have.
Do tell.
Within the city, you are thieves.
No. It is the reason we have travelled from
Whoops.
Etendun. It was given to us by giants.
He's squinting at you. He looks like he might believe you. If you tell that to your prisoner, I'm sure he'll give the antidote. You can explain to him, and then come and meet us.
Is that all this was then? You thought we had come crusading?
What else are we to expect? The holiest ancient relics are all but stolen by their people. Those
They
few that
belonged
remain.
in a museum. She doesn't say that.
Those few that remain should not be allowed to be taken like the rest. What you have is truly not from the orb under the, and he'll give the name of the mosque, because it's not just called like a mosque, it's got a fancy name.
It's church? Like that one?
Hetkirk. It's not under Hetkirker.
I'm gonna roll acting to not look surprised.
On the nose.
I'm gonna choose to fail it.
You choose to fail it. You didn't even know. He spits. Well, you'll never see it. I've never seen it. And for good reason. But everyone. Or, no. But we know what that metal is, where it comes from, and what it represents.
And do you know what is happening right now?
He just looks a bit confused. No.
She'll relay the story of the of Arate fighting. I believe in the Kimtani version it was sorceress or something, or an evil queen.
I don't think he'll want to let you. He'll be like, go back and talk to your prisoner.
Wait, what?
He'll just be like, you've got one of us already. I'm not willing to discuss this further with you, pretty much. It's like, if you're truly not a thief, then my prisoner will see that when he can inspect it, and you'll let him go. And then we can talk.
Alright. A couple of your men were stabbed. You should attend to them.
We already are. And then he's like, turning to run away.
We defended ourselves, she'll shout as he runs off. And then she'll head back to the ship.
So while all that was happening, Archie definitely takes the prisoner like down below deck. I don't know if Etho and Pion saw that arrival.
Yeah, I think
They sort of did a bunch of hiding and then stopping, whereas we went straight back.
That's possible.
that is true.
Yeah, it's gonna take us
Yeah.
a while to get to you
So I
guys
think
where you are.
Archie and
So-
Adalga.
Okay. Yeah. So I think the two of
Plus
us will take the
prisoner.
guy, the prisoner below deck, and
There are a few people on the ship. They like see you dragging this person aboard. Aaron is back on the boat. He'll be like, what's going on, Mr. Smith?
talking private.
Mr. Smith.
Talking private.
This is my ship. I would attend if that were alright.
That'd be fine.
Are you
No
feeling
time for
alright,
arguing.
Adalga? You look a bit pained.
We'll go over that
Ow!
privacy shortly. Or quickly.
He'll lead you to to the cabins area. He'll say, he'll, kick people who are loitering out of the way for it.
Okay, yeah. Stuff this guy in a small corner in a room and
I can't be bothered to move us to that map, really.
loom over him.
He's sitting, and she says, if you want your friend to live, you'll return what you've stolen.
I am actually gonna. Can I roll area knowledge keen to guess like who this guy is?
I will take area knowledge keen. It's kind of a successive penalties of 2 though.
Yeah,
will
that's
need
a
it.
failure.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not sure. You've never really seen a guy, or at least in a group of guys
He's-
dressed like this.
He's obviously a religious guy though, so.
He does seem religious, yeah.
Yeah, Archie will lean down and in Keem just say, who are you and who are your friends? And what do you think we have stolen?
You have taken a piece. Well, in order. Who am I? I am Jafar al-Makid. No, Jafar al-Shekabek. Who do I work for? Was that the next one?
Yes.
I am of an order older than any who've ever walked this planet. This world. What do we think you have stolen? A piece of sacred text left behind by the gods.
Well, let's start with one important fact. The gods are not actually gods. They're assholes. The second important fact, and this one's actually more important, is that we didn't steal it.
Mm, mm, I don't believe you. Where else would it come into that man's possession? Adalga, I'm guessing you're here, just kind of stood in the corner.
Feeling
Oh,
terrible?
yeah, sorry, push to talk. Yeah, I'm over on the corner.
I forgot what I just said.
However, how else would it have come into that man's possession?
Yeah, but if you've not taken it from underneath the city.
We have been here for all of a day. We did not take it from underneath the city. We brought it with us from Ettendon.
In much better Keem than you speak, Aaron will corroborate what you're saying to this guy.
I'd only speak it with an accent. I speak good Keem. There's an accent.
You speak good. You speak gooder. Not much
Uh,
gooder. I'll grant you that. Just a bit gooder.
It's church.
He's talking to a church guy. He's talking his church Keem. You know Keem like that gets shouted at invaders.
Tell me when Micah would get back.
Will do. I feel like probably about now actually, because yeah, that guy would have tried to cut you off quick. It would have been like a quick, snappy exchange, I think, before you duck back in.
So you said probably about an hour, then you said that?
Wait, what?
You said probably about an hour?
No? A quick, snappy exchange?
Right before that you said probably about an hour.
Bro, no, probably
Now-ish.
about now-ish.
Ah, okay. Let's say she heard the last bit then. Did she get a name from the guy she was speaking with?
Yeah. Anything. Abdi.
Oh god, what did he just say? Something about the under there.
Yep, under the het Kirk.
Abdi said you would understand our explanations.
He
This is her entrance.
just looks at you and like shouts, Abdi! Abdi, where are you?
He left.
What have you done to him?
Did nothing. Remember when I left as we arrived at the ship? He was following us. I found him, we spoke. He said I should explain our situation to you and you would understand. And also that we might meet up with your people later.
I would see it. To be sure it is not taken.
Abdi also said that. Unfortunately, you'll have to wait for the other members of our group to get back.
Then you'll have to wait for the antidote, he says.
Nothing at all from Adalgir on that?
Sorry, I didn't realize what I was supposed to say. What?
Well, you've been poisoned. This guy knows what the antidote is.
Can I just try to torture
And
him
he
a little
just
bit?
said,
Sorry, just I
I'm
missed
just-
something.
I'm not sensing much sense of self-preservation.
I'm sorry, I'm getting only parts of the conversation here. What?
That could be a big part of the issue. I'm not getting much sense of self-preservation. Like, you don't seem to care if you live or die, kind of thing.
He cares. He's just waiting for them to, like, he tried to solve the problem himself and they stopped him. And so he's hoping that this has convinced them. Did he say something that makes it think it's going to be a while?
Well, it's
It
just
sounds like Micah just might have made a solution. Like, maybe.
No, that literally the opposite happened.
Okay, cool. I did not hear this properly. I'm only getting like half the stuff going on. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Okay, a dogger's going to try and just take shit again.
Right, how is it you're missing it? Is it a volume issue or is stuff cutting out?
I think it's an internet connection issue.
Stuff keeps on cutting out. I'm not doing the thing where I just completely stop hearing you guys again, but it's just I'm having a hard time. It like cuts in and out.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, so he's essentially, let me know if you don't catch all of this, been saying that, alright, well, I will give you the antidote if you can produce this shield. Micah says, it could be a little while, we'll have to wait, and he says then we'll have to wait for the antidote. And you don't feel great, and you also don't know how long it might be until you know, expire.
Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, now I understand the situation. The dogger will respond with, any way I can convince you to give me the antidote now? Stabbing maybe? I'd prefer not to die. Anyway, anything here. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing here. He's a smith. And now he's getting poisoned in an assassination attempt. He is way out of his depth.
Mm-hmm. This guy's just, I don't know, he just laughs. He says, if you could produce the sacred ancient item that predates any of our ancestors beyond any of our ancestors' memory, that you've been burning in a fire all day, then you can have the antidote.
Anyone have any idea on how long Etho will be? Guesstimates?
Unintervened an hour away, which mechanically will say, you're already starting to feel a bit worse. You don't know if you. They said you'd have a while. You seemed like a strong guy.
She behaves strangely. I don't get her.
I've been traveling with her for a while, and I still don't get her.
All right, if no one has a solution, I'm just gonna start drinking bottles.
Archie's gonna grab that bag and leave the ship.
I would not
No.
recommend that.
Fuck.
Archie, what did someone say? Leave the ship?
Yeah, I think Archie's gonna go out looking for those two.
Okay, so
Give the bag to Micah and be like, don't let him kill himself.
your prisoner manages to resist saying, "Let him," but he definitely thinks about saying it. Etho and Pian, or at least Pian, give me a discriminatory smell, please. A discriminatory smell check. That's a good roll. Someone's walking down the gangplank and it's pretty dark. Oh, you've got night vision anyway.
I do have night vision.
Yeah. So as you were getting close, yeah, suddenly the wind, shifts slightly and you smell the smell of those three all on the deck there, like recently, and the smell of Archie wafting forward. You pop your head up, you're a little bit ahead of Etho.
Okay, yeah, I'll let her know. It's like, man, those are our guys. I think we're probably safe to run down there.
They have poison dart guns and can shoot from a distance. There is not safe.
You do also see Abdi, although you don't know he's Abdi, but he's not got a weapon in his hand and he's watching from quite a distance.
Is he the only one that I notice watching?
He is the only one that you can smell here, and you don't see or hear any either.
Near as I can tell, they just have one scout watching. So if I go down and take care of him, you can make it on board with the shield, because that's obviously what they're after.
Bye, Abdi.
Poor Abdi.
So give me the count to 100, and then just run for the ship as quick as you can. Okay.
Fine.
Boldier to assume Etho can count to 100.
She's not dumb.
I'm just being nasty. I couldn't resist.
Yeah, piano.
She's just a
flip
weirdo.
into the crowd and try and come up behind Abdi.
Yeah, you get so you end up stood like right behind him, and he's not noticed you at all. He's still just staring at the boat.
And it's night, but it's still fairly early. How busy is it around?
On the docks, pretty busy. There's quite a few people walking back and forth between boats. There's still people loading and unloading stuff.
Okay. Well, then I will try and slip up as close as I can behind him, but I'm not going to attack him. I'm just going to startle him.
You legit stood 1 yard behind him, and
Yeah, okay.
and you hit the 100-second marker, Etho, if you've been counting right.
Half-heartedly, but yes, she's counting.
It reaches 100 seconds.
Parkour! Parkour! Parkour!
Pretty much just
What are you watching?
Parkour! Parkour!
sprint across the. What are you watching? He like jumps, turns to glance at you.
I'm like right there behind him, staring right in his eyes.
I've already spoken to your friend.
Oh yeah? What did my friend have to say?
That your prisoner will talk when you show him the item you might not have stolen.
Okay. And then why are you here?
Watching to see if you kill your prisoner.
They won't. Trust me. Um, what can you tell me about the poison?
Venom from a creature that roams these mountains.
How can we neutralize it?
I believe you have the antidote there with you, but failing that, it can be produced by boiling. I don't know. No, that's just. It, it can be made with more of the venom that the poison is made from.
What does the antidote look like?
A liquid in a
Yeah,
small
there
glass
were a
bottle.
lot of little bottles of liquid in there. You're gonna have to give me a little bit more to work with.
Frowns at you. Give me an interrogation or an intimidation.
Interrogation.
As opposed to outerrogation.
Yes.
It's
That's what
pale.
he's doing.
It's a pale green, thin liquid.
And should it go into his blood or into his mouth?
I'm not sure how antivenoms work. Probably blood, right? Maybe not.
I don't know.
It depends.
It
It
depends.
depends on like what the effects are. Some of them are, for shutting down organs. Some of them are for necrosis. What's
Enema?
this one do?
Shut down organs.
Probably ingestion then.
Yeah, eat it. You should
Okay.
drink it.
We should have a longer conversation before our ship leaves because I think we actually have more in common than not. And he'll kind of look to the side, like conspiratorially, and then lean in, like, the creatures that are depicted on that shield have awakened in the north of the continent, and we're looking for a way to stop them. If you know how important that is, then you also probably know the story that's depicted on the shield, and
It might even
we're
have been told to you like 5 minutes ago.
we're pretty we're not being sacrilegious here.
He kind of like looks over your shoulder and around. Archie, Etho sprints right up to you pretty much as soon as you get to the bottom of the gangplank. The bag.
Do you have the shield still?
And I don't stop. You just kind of off to the side to get cover.
Ugh. Archie'll can I have the shield?
He jumps below deck.
Like go after her, cause the cabins are not below deck, are they?
They are.
They are. Okay.
But yeah, you can
Yeah.
just stick pretty much right behind her. So, um, Pian, Abdi will say, your group No more. No more than your, however many, 6, plus the woman. The woman who paid for it all. You come across the bay.
Okay.
Tomorrow morning, we'll meet you. If our prisoner is released.
Peon will nod. We'll
Any
be there.
more? And this is over. If we don't kill you.
And any attempt may succeed, but it's going to be costly for you and yours.
It already has
And he'll
been.
walk away, like showing his back in a trusting way, like he's not backing away, he's just striding away.
Alright. Let me see if I hit. I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, I figured.
Do you really? Because that is indeed a hit. And this guy's strong. I missed off my end of my square brackets. Well, you'll survive it anyway. And you can head back to the boat. And I think it's... Nah, I think you might have just made it. No, it'll take a little bit to start working though. Give me another HT -3, please, Adalga.
HT -3, you said?
Yes, please. Oh.
Fuck.
Wow. I'm actually not sure what happens on a critical failure.
Nothing good?
You get a new HT roll to resist every cycle. Doesn't particularly mention a crit fail. Yep, not seeing
I would-
mention of a
I would just go with something like it counts as 2 failures or something.
I'll go to the critical hit table and normal damage only. Oh my god.
That puts me at 0.
Well, it doesn't really count. Your health's abstract for conditional injury.
Yeah, we're using the conditional injury. So
At minute, you've got a severity -3 wound. Did you say your max HP was 14?
Yep.
8 toxic to the torso. Roll HT for pain. Straight up. Success. Already wounded with a severity -3 roll. Roll HT for knockdown and stunning.
Is that 2 separate rolls?
You succeed that. So it's gone up to a severity -2 wound. But you're still only at -2 to DX IQ, skill and self-control. So essentially you just get a little bit worse. Except now it'll take 7 days to heal instead of the 5 that it did before.
That part's probably not too relevant to poison.
Maybe not. Pasted. So yeah, you don't particularly pass out, but you definitely feel a wave of, like, oh god, hit you. Poison's spreading. And that's when Etho comes running in.
Oh, once I get under the deck, I slow down. But I'll toss the bag to Archie because he's persisting on it.
Yeah. Archie will actually speed up once he gets the bag and kind of force his way through and come in and hold up the shield of that guy like this. See? We have it.
He looks close at it. And then he frowns. He says, "That is not the bag. I'll give you the antidote. I'll tell you which one it is." And
Which one is it?
Yeah, if you open it up, he'll point it out.
Okay, yeah. Grab it, and before I hand it to a dogger, Archie will look at him and say, "If you're lying to me, I can make death appealing." And hand the vial over to a dogger.
Dogger will take it.
Drink it, he says.
Etho can't bear to watch.
That's
Oh
pretty
my god,
hilarious.
what the hell just happened?
What do you see, though? What's over there? Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Nice.
He takes the antidote.
Yeah, did you guys not hear me? I said I take it.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was prompting Luke because we distracted ourselves.
Yeah, I got killed there. Pian, you walk in and you see a Dalga drinking a dark blue liquid in a vial.
Is this an appropriate time for PN to come in?
Yeah, that's what I just said, right? Pian, you walk in and see him
I
drinking
thought
a
you said
dark
Etho.
blue.
I'm sorry. He'll slap it out of the hand.
What are you
Do I
doing?
need to make?
The prisoner on the floor will shout. I'll just let you slap it out.
Okay. I just talked to somebody who has your well-being in mind, who told me that an Peon will poke around in the bag and pull out the light green thin one. This is the antidote. And he'll hand that to a dogger. Yes, I know his name, but
No,
Peon didn't bother.
Pian doesn't, yeah. Did you find Pian out there? Did you find Abdi out there?
I didn't ask for his name, but he was watching the ship somewhat intently, and I wanted to distract him when Etho came aboard.
There's a lot of bats flapping about.
He invited us to come across the bay tomorrow morning. If our prisoner survives.
So don't give him the one he was going to have. I'll get a drink.
I didn't catch that.
I was going to tell him to drink both, he says.
Oh yeah, and what was the one that isn't the antidote going to do?
That's just general medicine.
And
The
that's why it
poison's
was in
been
the
in
bag
his
here.
system for a while. It'll need more extensive neutralization. Yes, that is the antivenom. But if he's gone this long, and this is the worst of his symptoms, then that will serve him better. And both are just as good, if not the best.
I assume Adalgir is drinking the real one right now, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll have you drink half of that other one,
Yes,
and then he can have the rest.
please. It will help for these bruises. Etho, go on.
It looks like someone just rolled to detect lies.
And got a critical.
He's telling the truth. It's pain. It's pain relief. He tells you. That's pretty much what I was looking for all along.
Okay. Well then, yeah, he'll pass that along to a dogger then.
And also, yeah, that first one tasted a lot nicer than the second one. So you're kind of glad you've done it in this order now, Adalga.
Yeah, I'll drink the stuff I'm told to. He doesn't know whether or not anyone's telling the truth or lying. He's just scared.
Release me. We will speak tomorrow. Are we in agreement?
I don't know. I think we should hold on to you until we speak with your folks tomorrow.
We could bring him with us across the bay.
So be it, he says. I would study this more, if you would allow it.
How much have you been observing us? Abdi referred to us looking at etchings.
Since you got on this boat, one of the sailors, who is you will probably see again tomorrow. Although you didn't really get to know everyone perfectly, and certainly some of the sailors kept to themselves quite a bit. Wait, no, that's nonsense, because then, yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
no, since this morning. The smith booked time at the forge, and then brought that along. Boy at the forge told us. Because knowledge of the thing under the mosque is secret but not completely unknown. Knowledge of this group is known, but people don't really realize that this is what they're doing. Yeah, sorry for the brain numbness there for a second. Since this morning.
On brain numbness, is this perhaps a good point to stop?
It really is, yeah. Unless anyone's got a final scene they want right here.
I don't think so.
No.
Adalga, your pain will half, so you're only at a -1, about 30 minutes after taking the 2 drinks.
Yay.
Catcher comes back and's like, what the fuck? Nash, who came back with, says that there's a guy watching the boat.
Yeah, we know.
Very good.
Tried to kill blacksmith.
Aaron, like, just nods at him. Nash is just like, very good. looking at the prisoner, walking away. No final scenes.
Pian doesn't have anything else to do.
No.
Full of blood. Alright. We had Emily, Kyle, Tara, CD, Colin, and Luke, who is me. We'll be back on Monday with Atypical Adventuring,
Yeah.
and then Friday with more of this. Hopefully less brain numbness.
No, we did fine until the last 10 minutes.
Until the last 10 minutes when extreme numbness hit. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye bye with a couple of cafe, yeah, all that stuff.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.